Hello everybody, McNutt here, pianomeditation.com. Our next song today is God of This City. And God, we just ask you to watch over this lesson today. We just ask you to be part of our lives, be part of where we live, part of everything that we do. May we bless you with our lives, God. Alright, so let's talk about God of This City. If you're using cheat sheets, then we're going to be in the key of C today. Go key of C, yay, all white keys. So we're going to be using the chords A minor, C, F, D minor, and then there'll be a couple slash chords, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. So review those chords, and then we'll get started. Alright, let's talk about the intro of the song. And there's a simplistic way to play it, and there's a more difficult. I'll show you the simple way first, and we'll go through the song. And then in the Going Pro section, we'll talk about a little more difficult way. So in the right hand, here's what you need. C, D, G. Sorry, back to C. C, E, D, G, back to C. And I'm just going to let this hand sit here and let every finger have a note. C, E, D, G, C. That way it's real comfortable. In the left hand, we're going to be going using A, E, A, and this is a fifth interval. If you're not sure what that is, don't worry about it. But I'm going to be doing this, moving down to G, G, D, G, and F, C, F. So let me show you the more simple way to play this. Just the right hand in time. 2, 3, 4. Kind of sounds like a church bell, doesn't it? And na, 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 na. Okay, now we're going to put the left hand in, and it's going to go 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and together. This may take a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? And that is your intro. So work on that. If you're not getting it, don't worry, just pass through it. Let's go on to the next part, and we'll continue with verse 1. We're going to start off with an A minor chord, and we're going to use thumb, pointer, and pinky on C, E, and A. And we're using an inversion, in which the cheat sheets use inversions and teach you that. A regular A chord is this, A, C, E, which is root, but we're just going to move those notes around. You can put them in any order. So instead of A, C, E, we're doing C, E, A. And that's going to help us put all the chords in one place on the piano. So we're going to start off with that. So after we do our intro, we'll sing, "You're the God of this." And we have bass notes here. If you want to, you might see me do this every once in a while. You can put this E in there to kind of bulk up the bass part. You're the God of this city. You're the King of these. Now we're going to go to a C/G. The first part of that, C, means what we're going to play in our right hand. So we're going to play C in the right hand, C, E, G. And notice, because we inverted that A chord, it goes real easily into the C chord. Alright, now the slash part means that just the bass player, or your left hand, if you're a keyboard player, is going to play that note. So C in the right hand, G in the left hand. You're the King of these people. You're the Lord of this. And now we're going to go to an F chord. here's the way we're going to play it. On the cheat sheets, one of the options that I put on there, or one of the a good option is playing F here. So just remember we need F, A, C to make an F chord. On the cheat sheets I put it here, F, A, C. For this particular song I'm just going to go ahead and play it down here, and you can write this in on one of the blank spaces if you're using the cheat sheets. F, A, C, face, close to face. And this will work out nice with the flow that we're doing, especially with the next chord that's coming in. You're the Lord of this nation. We have F's in the bottom, or you can put a C in there too. Nation, you are. Okay, and our last chord in the verse will be this D minor. And notice what's going to happen here. I'm playing F. To switch to D minor, all I have to do is move that finger. Keep the other the same, and now we have D, F, and A, which are the notes of D minor. We're just putting it now in a different order. You are. Of course, D's in the bass. You can put the A in there if you want to. Okay, so at this point, you want to get those chords down. You might want to rewind it. Make sure you have those where they're memorized on your hands. And at this point, we're going to be able to play through the song in its entirety with one more chord added in there. So let me play from the beginning of the verse. It'll do this progression twice, which is A, C over G, F, and D minor. And I'll just play and sing it for you. You're the God of this city. You're the King of these people. You're the Lord of this nation. You are. You're the light in this darkness. You're the hope to the hopeless. You're the peace to the restless. You are. And it's switched up. The last two chords on this one. So the second part of the verse is A minor, C, D minor to F. So the last part of the first verse, you're the peace to the restless, D minor to F. You are. Alright, now we're going to be into the pre-chorus of the song, which starts off with A minor. For there, to a G chord. So here's the way we're going to play the G chord. Regularly it's G, B, D, but we're going to invert it. B, D, G. So starting off A minor, for there is G chord, no one like, and G, G in the bass, or just G's, to an F chord, our God. A minor, there to a G is no one like F, our God. And we'll stay on the F chord, starting in the chorus now. So greater things are yet to come will be on the F, and I always like to build. So here's a good rhythm to do with your hands. See how the right hand is just staying with that regular beat, the left hand's going to double it. This whole chorus is really great for building up. So we'll start with F. Greater things are yet to come to a G chord, and greater things are still to be done in this. We're going to go to a C chord. City. Now we have a slash chord right here. We'll use the G, it's G slash B, so we'll use the G chord we used in the right hand and play a B note down here in the bass. In this city, ending on an F chord, F again. Greater things are yet to come, G, greater things still to be done in this, and it'll be C, G over B, and F. City. And that is the pre-chorus and chorus. And then I'll just go ahead and play through verse 2. It has the exact same chords as verse 1. So I'll just play and sing through it for you. You're the Lord of creation, the creator of all things. You're the King above all kings. You are. You're the strength in our weakness. A minor. You're the love to the broken. Now, you have an option here in the first verse and the second verse. You can do you're the love to the broken. You can do the C over G, or you can just do a regular C chord there if you want to. I like doing the C over G. I just like the way it sounds. Second part of verse 2. You're the strength in our weakness. You're the love to the broken. You're the joy in the sadness. You are. D minor F. Now to the pre-chorus. There is no one like our God. I've already kind of started the build here. There is no one like our God. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city. And greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done in this city. So a lot of cool dynamic things you can do in this song as well. Of course, building on the chorus, you want to have dynamics, especially in worship, because it just changes the pressure on things. So you might be building through verse 1 or be quiet and build a little through the pre-chorus, first chorus, be a little louder on verse 2, and then really come in strong on the next pre-chorus and chorus. And through that second chorus, be really just letting it go. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things. And that gives you a chance to repeat that and completely drop out the instrumentation. So, for example, we get to the end of the chorus, we'll go back to the pre-chorus and just, bam, just drop everything out, hit chords, and just let them kind of sit there. So here's the end of the chorus. Greater things are still to be done in this city. For there's no one like our God. And there's no one like our God. And then you just let the church sing it here. Greater things are yet to come. Greater things are still to be done. You know, so you want to be able to change these dynamics. Building is almost kind of like just pounding on the piano, and then you hit the chords and let them kind of rest. And that is the basics of how to play God of this City. Let's go to the Going Pro section of this video. So if you're using the cheat sheets, then first let's talk about one quick thing, the intro. I said I would show you a little more difficult way to play the intro. So the original way, and which is still great, is now I'm going to add, you know, they have effects that make things delay or echo and all of that. So I'm going to create that with my hands without an effect. So here's the pattern. Here we go. So if you kind of keep that flow going, you can go. goal is the echo ones to play a little quieter. And if this is way over your head, don't worry about it, but you may want the challenge, be ready for the challenge of doing this. So that could be a fun thing to add in for that intro, just to make it a little bit thicker and that atmosphere. Another part of going pro, we want to talk about the pentatonic scale, 5-note scale, C, D, E, G, A, and we're going to play that in the right hand with thumb, pointer, middle, and jump over to thumb, pointer for this part. Whether you're going up and down, you always keep that same fingering there for the pentatonic scale. You can use this in this song to fill in the spaces in between chords. So let's find a spot, and by fill, you mean you're filling up where someone's not singing. So, you're the God of this city, you're the King of these people, you're the Lord of this nation. Darkness, you're the hope to the hopeless, you're the peace to the restless. You are. There is no. So you kind of play around with these notes and let the left hand just kind of sit there as you fill in the space when people aren't singing, and it's a real nice effect. Couple patterns you can use besides just playing single notes will be using this right here. If you use the rock and roll and go up, know this is all part of the pentatonic scale, or you jump up here. So work on, and you keep that pinky down as you play everything, it'll sound really cool. So for example, you're the peace to the restless, you are. There's no one like our God. Okay, so again, if this is going over your head, don't worry about it, but just something to maybe start playing, get your hands used to that feel. That feeling, so eventually it's just gonna come out natural, and you're gonna go, whoa, what happened? That was cool. And then other people will look at you and go, man, what happened? That was cool. Alright, so that's the pentatonic scale. Real quick, let's talk about Nashville numbers. A lot of great worship groups will use Nashville numbers so that they can transpose it anytime. So if you have the cheat sheets, you'll see at the bottom, 1 is C, 2 minor is D minor, 3 minor is E minor, 4 is F, 5 is G, 6 minor is A minor, and 7 diminished is B diminished. So this song is in C. Those are the Nashville numbers for C. You can just take your C scale. It is also at the top left of your cheat sheets, and follow that pattern. It always goes major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and then back to the start. So what you can do then is let's just take the chorus of God of this city, and we'll look. Okay, the first chord of the chorus is F, so we'll look at our Nashville numbers, and F is the 4 chord for Nashville numbers. So keep that in your mind. F. All right. Next chord is G. Look over the Nashville numbers. That's a 5. So we got a 4/5, and then we have C, G over B, and F. So C is 1, G over B is a 5 over a 7, and then F, another 4. So if we went to another key, let's say this was just a little too high, singing this in C, we could go down to, I don't know, A, B flat, whatever we want to. Let's go to A. Here we go. So we know it starts on the 4 chord, so we look at our cheat sheets for the 4 chord, and we notice in the key of A, 4 chord is a D. And then our 5 chord is an E. Then we go 1 chord, which is an A. 5 over 7 is an E over a G sharp. And then our 4 chord, which is a D chord. So now we can play this in the key of A, and we didn't have to rewrite a chart or anything if you did this in numbers. Greater things are yet to come, greater things are still to be done in this city. And that is the use of natural numbers. Being able to just start thinking in numbers and thinking in keys as you grow as a piano player and as a musician will just completely change the way you think about music and make you into a much better player. That was God of This City. I hope you enjoyed the lesson today. I hope it helps out a lot. Hope you use it in church and praise God with this music. We will see you next time. Much love. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.